The Life Journey to Yi. Chapter 35. Out-of-Body Experience. Is there really a Western paradise? Night Wind Bell asked me. Why don't you ask Sakyamuni? I asked him. Night Wind Bell said, I wanted to ask him, and about the lotus seed. When I was out of body, I called, Where are you, Sakyamuni? Sakyamuni, come out. However, it was as unveiling as I called the guiding spirit. I wondered why I could see neither my guiding spirit nor Sakyamuni. I thought perhaps Night Wind Bell's 觉识 is not high enough to visualize the image. Moreover, this ordering call is not appropriate. Night Wind Bell continued. With these questions, I went to several Buddhist forums. Some people said I did not call correctly and suggested me to call Amitabha Buddha. It may work better. I asked Night Wind Bell, Did you really call that? Night Wind Bell said, Yes. During another out-of-body experience, I called as they said. Amitabha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. It was strange. I could hear a kind of music I had never heard before. I felt that I entered a white world, surrounded by white fog. There were a lot of layers above me. I could feel that there were many people on each layer, but I could not see clearly as they were all shrouded in white. This surrounding space was like a well. Does this mean that Sakyamuni's followers are all like a bunch of frogs in a well? Suddenly, a burst of fear struck. I went back to the body. During so many out-of-body experiences, this was the first time I felt such a fear. After I was back, I asked, Where is that white world? Is that how Western paradise look like? Buddhism has different genres with their own energy fields. The Western paradise certainly exists for the believers. It may not exist for people outside the Buddhist energy field. Night Wind Bell was not a Buddhist believer then, so what he saw was just what he could see and was presentable xiang under his 觉识 at that moment. Here I would like to talk about presentable xiang. The concept of 觉识 was mentioned earlier. 觉 is the sensing of energy and 识 is the understanding of the senses. A person is a system of 觉识. We confirm our existence and significance through 觉 and 识. All human cognition of the world comes from 觉识 and is restricted by 觉识. In our daily life, when encountering adversities, some people can avoid being harmed, but some other people lament afterward. Why didn't I discover in advance? This is due to different 觉识. It is like people with an eyesight of 0.5 cannot read the line of 1.5 on the vision chart. Each person can sense different presentable xiang. Therefore, people have different life circumstances. Presentable xiang does not refer to vision, but cognition 觉识 brings to you. During out-of-body experience, people leave their physical bodies. Some people can break the xiang, while some others are completely at loss. This is due to different levels of 觉识. The feeling in out-of-body experience for an awakened Yi-body and a sleeping one is different, and the presentable xiang is also different. A lot of people with out-of-body experiences have not thought of this. They are limited by 觉识, confused by xiang, and become astray thereafter. Sometimes we meet people who always talk about Taoism or dhyana. When they talk excitedly, they may behave like in epileptic seizures. They have not converted to any religion and want to go their own way and seek for correct reason. After these people die, their e-bodies are dull. They do not need to be awakened. They need psychological help instead. After calling Amitabha Buddha, Night Wind Bell seldom showed in the chat room. Maybe he spent more time in the forums. In the last exchange with him, he asked me, Many foreign scientists believe in Christ, and many successful people in China believe in Buddhist or Taoism. Aren't their choices wise? This is not related to whether they are wise or not, and this does not prove that religion is sacred. The answer is very simple. When the pursuit of the physical body is close to depletion, the level of 觉识 will be exposed. For the sentient beings who are not awakened, where else can they fall to except for religions? If they could know who I am and understand physical body and e-body, I believe that they may make better choices. At least they will not approach religions. Nightwind Bell also mentioned Tibet, and he wished to visit Zhongnan Mountain because there are a lot of practitioners there. However, I do not appreciate the practice of fooling themselves into the mountains or for spiritual practice. If you have a clear and wise mind, you can practice everywhere, including in the bed of a 5-star hotel. The level of practice is not decided by which mountain you enter, but by the level of your 觉识. The last time I met Nightwind Bell in the chat room, the name of a certain 居士, lay Buddhist, was changed to Nightwind Bell and greeted me. It was him. I asked him whether he was approaching religion. He said that was just a name, and even Li Bai called himself 青莲居士. I made no comment because sooner or later the damage of a radioactive source will lurk silently into people and will eventually cause cancer or even death. The digestion of e-body is like this process. Although the physical body is alive, but it becomes merely a walking corpse. Later, the online chat room was closed, the topics and the group members all dispersed. If I would meet Nightwind Bell again, I would say to him, "Are you still alive? You are dead. Do you understand? No wonder if you do not understand." Witnessing the death of a person, I felt sad, but I could take it lightly. This is normal in the mechanism of samsara, which is like a production line. What we can do is to wait and watch. Wolves eat sheep. If you want to save the sheep, you can save only one or a few sheep. You cannot change the fact that wolves eat sheep. Some people may think of killing all the wolves, and some of them have tried. It has resulted in ecological disaster. Insufficient 觉识 leads to stupidity. Although I cannot change this mechanism, I can awaken some people in the production line and bring them to the green channel to break away from samsara. I will try my best in this last life.